Hi, this is Aulbrie Sass reporting for Pambazuka News. Today I'm at the headquarters of the African Union here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I had the chance to sit down and chat with the Deputy Chairman, Mr. Erastus Mwencha, of the African Union and talk to him about the past 50 years as we look forward to the celebration of the 50th anniversary. We talked about disappointments, we talked about accomplishments, and we also talked about a couple missed opportunities. He was kind enough to take time out of his busy schedule as he's hard at work preparing for the coming Jubilee. First of all, I'd just like to start off with a question asking you the major accomplishments that you've seen the AU accomplish over the past 50 years as we're coming up to the summit in May.
Okay. Well, thank you, Obi, for having me on your platform, and I'm extremely happy to share Africa's experience and major accomplishment in the last 50 years. I see them in 6 elements. The first one is decolonization. In fact, I call them the 3 Ds. The first D being decolonization. In 1963, when the Organization of African Unity was established, there was just about 29 or 30 countries that were independent. And at that moment, the agreement was that the major project for Africa to focus on is to decolonize and eliminate apartheid from the continent. And that became really the rallying point, the mantra for cooperation within Africa. And the process was followed through faithfully until apartheid, which was the last vestige to be accomplished in 1994 when South Africa became, a free state from apartheid. The second one is what I would also call democratization, because under colonization, it wasn't simply that there was an administration, but there was also the aspect of normal democracy. And of course, the immediate task for the newly independent countries is to organize the state development. This has been a difficult and treacherous road, but in Africa now we see a viable state in many countries that has taken shape. We still have challenges in a few areas, but this has been a major accomplishment in establishing a state. And the third one, which is so closely related to this, is destiny of the continent being in the hands of Africa itself. Because under the colonization, Africa could blame the colonial administration. Africa did not have space to determine their own destiny. And so there was no responsibility on that part. But now that is different, and you see it in what I will now see called accomplishment number 4. In taking Africa's own destiny in their own hands, you can see, for instance, peace and security, which has been one of the major accomplishments of the continent. Of course, in the run-up to independence, and even the contradictions that may have been there during the struggle for independence, because there was no common platform on fighting for independence, states have had to go through the state building, and because of that, we have had internal conflicts, but also regional conflicts. And overcoming that has not been easy. With Africa now having established an architecture and a program for managing peace and security, we see Africa largely peaceful and the process of peace and security very much secured in the continent. We still have challenges. We have trouble spots in some areas of the continent, but I would say this has been a major accomplishment, having in place a mechanism for arresting conflict emerging, managing conflicts, and also post-conflict reconstruction, and so forth. Then the last one, which is the raison d'etre for Africa Union, is integration. this is largely also been done at a continental level, but also with regional economic communities. We've seen intra-African trade. We have now seen intra-African communication starting. We have seen in terms of infrastructure that is linking the continent. And we have seen Africa investing within the continent and emerging a quest for greater cooperation within the continent. And so this is another area where we see a lot of potential, but one I would say has been one where Africa can also look back and say, some work has been done, but a lot more remains to be done.